Money doesn't disappear randomly. If it keeps leaving your life, something deeper is silently controlling the outcome. This isn't bad luck or coincidence. It's a mental pattern repeating itself in the background. The same cycle happens again and again, even when you swear this time will be different. Money doesn't respond only to effort. It responds to who you believe you are. What you earn and what you keep are controlled by two completely different mechanisms. Most people spend their lives chasing money, without noticing how often it quietly escapes them. The harder you chase financial security, the more tension you create around money itself. That tension slowly turns into frustration, and frustration reshapes your decisions. Money becomes emotional long before it becomes logical, and emotions always act faster than reason. That's how decisions are made automatically, without conscious thought or awareness. Most financial patterns are formed early in life, long before you ever earn your first paycheck. They come from words you heard repeatedly, often spoken by people who meant well. Money is hard. Be realistic. Don't take risks. Those sentences didn't disappear with time. They quietly became internal rules. Rules that still guide your behavior today, even when you think you've outgrown them. Over time, struggle starts to feel normal, and strangely familiar, while stability and abundance begin to feel uncomfortable, almost unsafe. So the mind protects what feels familiar, not what leads to growth, even when that familiarity keeps you financially stuck, year after year. This isn't weakness or lack of intelligence. It's conditioning. Spending money is often not about desire, but about emotional relief. For a brief moment, spending creates control, comfort, or distraction. But that feeling fades quickly, and guilt quietly replaces it. Guilt drains money faster than spending ever could, because it reinforces the pattern. You rarely keep what you don't feel worthy of, no matter how hard you work. So money leaves again. Not as punishment, but as balance. Balance that matches the identity your mind believes is correct. That's why success often feels temporary, even when it looks promising. Eventually, the mind resets everything. Back to familiar ground. Back to the income level. That feels normal and safe. Awareness is the first real crack in any destructive pattern. It begins the moment you stop reacting automatically to financial situations, and instead, you simply observe what's happening inside you. You notice emotion before action, tension before decision. You pause instead of repeating the same response you've used for years. That pause sends a completely new signal to your nervous system. Discomfort appears almost immediately, and that's expected. But discomfort is not danger, even though it feels unfamiliar. It's simply the sensation of leaving an old identity behind. Staying present in that moment begins to rewire the response. Each calm decision slowly updates how you see yourself. Not dramatically, not overnight, but permanently. No force is required in this process. Only consistency. Small repeated choices matter far more than intense short bursts of effort. Over time, money starts to feel neutral, not exciting or threatening. Neutrality removes emotional noise from financial decisions, and clarity creates stability without struggle. This is when money starts staying longer, without effort or control. Not because you finally mastered money, but because you changed your relationship with it. You're no longer chasing it, and you're no longer pushing it away. This entire process was never really about money itself, even though it felt that way. It was always about the relationship you were taught to have with money. The moment you clearly see the pattern, you step outside of it, and patterns lose power when they are observed. You're no longer trapped inside the loop, reacting without awareness. Real power doesn't rush or force outcomes. It remains quiet and steady. There are no promises here, and no shortcuts offered. only awareness and responsibility for your inner state. So take a moment and ask yourself honestly, what pattern are you still running? Change the pattern, and your life will quietly follow.